Hello, back on track with Something's Going On. Two developments, one big, one small, and one other thing to talk about. Big development is vocals have arrived. Yes. I've added an echo boy delay to the guitar solo, which I think has definitely improved the sound. There was always going to be delay on the guitar. I just didn't want to bake it into the signal. We'll have a listen and talk about that. And then the next step, I want to talk about the next step because I think it's kind of funny with this song. Without further ado, let's get on with it. Really happy with the way those vocals have come out. You can see that they've been double tracked and they're almost identical. They're almost just pure double tracks. And there are a couple of moments where I asked Pauline to sing one note high and one note low. I think they're really effective.
Something's on my mind and I'm running out of time and I gotta draw a line and I don't remember why.
We've also got a big fat reverb on here. These days, I can almost say, obviously, the FabFilter Pro R. I'm really struggling to just go anywhere else. I think it's fantastic. And it's another one of those instances where I closed my eyes and picked a reverb sound. It's actually still stock. I've not edited it yet. And it's Hall for Drum Overhead. Do I care? Absolutely not in the slightest. So if I take one of those away and we just listen to a single phrase.
Something's on my mind and I'm running out of time and I gotta draw a line and I don't remember why. Something's on my mind and I'm running out of time and I gotta draw a line and I don't why. Something's on my mind and I'm running out of
That's the
time
low
and I
one.
gotta draw a line, but I don't remember why. Something's on my mind and I'm running out of time and I gotta draw a line, but I don't remember why.
That's lovely. Yeah, sizzle is the right word for that reverb, isn't it? It's just absolutely brilliant. So yeah, really, really happy with them. I think they came out great. The reason we've got Voc 1 and Voc 2 is that at the end of the second phrase, there's a tiny little bleed from the end of this phrase into the beginning of the next, and I didn't want to vary audio it. It just sounds right as it is. So I've let the two vocals overlap each other. And so I needed the second track to be able to represent that we've got this tiny little bit. I mean, she's actually finished singing and is just kind of breathing down as the next phrase begins, but it actually sounds much better just being completely left alone.
Tracks are hard to find in the riddle of the rhyme, and I wanna run and hide, but you're pushing me aside. Something's wrong, I can almost see.
So I just left it as is. I don't care that there's a few extra tracks, and I don't care that there's a little bit of spill from one phrase into the next. It sounds good, that's all I care about. The guitar solo, as you saw, we've got this Echo Boy delay. It's quite a long delay. Definitely, it always needed it. I just didn't want to bake a delay sound into the signal itself. In fact, somebody in the comments said, you should have sent it into your DD3. I own a DD2, but I understand what you mean. Once it's in, it's in. I wouldn't be able to do anything with that delay signal then. So I decided to record it in dry and put the delay on afterwards. That might just be like a wise course. The Echo Boy is really... I can't quite bring myself to say it sounds as good as my DD2 because I love it so much, but a lot of that is just nostalgic rose-tinted glasses of the day I brought it home from the guitar shop at 19 years old and plugged it in for the first time, and was just, from that moment onwards, it's like, that's what delay does. Holy crap. But to be absolutely honest with you, the Echo Boy really does pull it out. That is a creamy delay sound. Now then, the other thing that I wanted to talk about with this song, because that's all we've got as far as new music's concerned, but the next part of the song that I've come across that needs attention now is coming out of the solo. There's this kind of hole in the sound. If I just unsolo everything and play it from this point onwards. Everything that guitar was doing, that huge frequency range that it was filling, is now a void, and something else needs to go in there. In my intro to this episode, I was talking about it being kind of a bit of a weird thing. I find it amusing that I'm so short-sighted when it comes to the next thing to do. I actually have to do the current thing and then listen to it in order to find out what the next thing is. Now, it's very obvious to me, having now listened to the vocals and the guitars integrated, that the next hole in the song is this 8 bars here. And it's pretty obvious to me that it wants to be a kind of a new mid-range sort of sound. Now, my first idea, I almost didn't mute it when the song was playing, but it's not right at the moment. This is my first attempt at putting something in that hole. It's actually a mini Moog thing. Great sound. It's just absolutely joyous. Oh my goodness me. So I want to do something with that because I think that's a fantastic sound. And that's my first stab at putting something in there. But actually coming out of the guitars into that, it didn't work. When I was recording it, I was really happy with it. and came back a couple of hours later and listened to it and thought, nah, it's not quite right, but the heart's in the right place. So that's just a kind of a bit of a pointer at where my mind is going now, what the next thing is going to be. But that's all I can see. That's like the 3 centimeters in front of me, the 30 seconds in front of me is all I can see. Now that my brain has decided that this is the next bit of the song that needs to be worked on, and this is the next kind of problem to be solved, I'm not going to be able to look elsewhere until that thing is fixed. And once that piece of the puzzle's in place, take another step back, listen to the whole thing, figure out, okay, what's the next thing that needs to be done. So I get to do a bit of wallowing in the mini Moog for a while. That's always a joy. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please consider subscribing, hit notifications, and then you'll be sure not to miss the next one. Hope to see you then. Thanks a lot.